So greetings to you. Well, of course, we know that the the manufactured the manufactured god of Iran is dead. That is the whole point of a supreme leader. Supreme leader, supreme being signifies master of all. So we talk about the supreme leader of Iran. He would have been symbolized as the god of Iran, the demigod of Iran, the immortal leader. There was no end to his reign. Death was the only end to his reign. So obviously, that's where you have the whole supreme leader. Better than everybody else. He's at the top of the food chain. The greatest soul that Iran has produced for 40 years plus. He has reigned, he has ruled with the iron rod. Well, he's dead. They killed him. When Trump wants you, Trump gets you. You can't hide from Donald Trump. Recently, we had the worst cartel boss in the history of Mexico, worse than the others that they captured before, El Chapo and these others. He was untouchable. Evaded so many American regimes. But Trump wanted him, and Trump got him. He's dead. So many American regimes wanted to get rid of Maduro. But Trump wanted Maduro, and Maduro is now in prison in America. Trump got Maduro. So many American presidents wanted to topple Cuba, wanted to topple or take control of the Middle East and topple the Iranian regime. That will be the Ayatollah, the supreme leader, for 40 years. American leaders come, go, come, go. Trump wanted them and Trump got them. What Trump wants, Trump gets. Good news for Guyana. Trump wants the Bahamas. Don't worry about all the postponement and the politics with the courts and the in-out hopscotch games and all these things that they are peddling. Trump wants the Bahamas. Trump will get the Bahamas. That's your hope there. He will get the Bahamas. So it's better for the Bahamas to surrender while you can. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I'm Dr. L. Prasad. It's Sunday, the first day of March, 2026. Well, we are already in the month of March, and we have Pagua scheduled for next week, Tuesday. Holy Pagua. At a time like this, an auspicious period in human history, we have bloodshed, war. But I want to address it on a different angle. I don't want to politicize the whole war thing. It's bigger than what you see, what you're seeing, much bigger. Remember last Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. Well, I captioned my thumbnail, "We have bigger problems." You see, not my intuition, but I get this instinct, I get this sensation that things will happen. So when I said we have bigger problems, I was speaking about the war that started. And on the thumbnail, you see I put there Donald Trump, President Ali, and the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. We have bigger problems. I was talking about yesterday, the start of the Third World War. That's what I was talking about. Even though months ago I've been saying it, World War III is just in the horizon. I've been saying it since the Venezuela crisis. I've been saying it. Trump has to get Venezuela and Iran. Go check my videos back. I'm the only one out of Guyana, so to speak, in the diaspora who stayed on topic, consistent. You see the other idiots from the other side, they're brainless, they're clueless, they have no idea what's happening. And all they're fixated on is President Ali and this corruption and this, that's all. They can't bring you any substance because they're empty-headed, they're brainless. I bring you diversity because it's all connected. It's all connected, and it revolves around what happens in Guyana. Unfortunately, things will get worse. I said that too. If you haven't yet watched my videos or watched my programs, go back. They're all there. All there. Everything I've said, it's all there. It came to pass, and it's coming to pass. Go watch. Don't stay there and criticize and say, what do you think, you're a prophet? Go watch the videos, and you will see. Everything that's happening now, I said it will happen, and it's happening. Now I'm going to bring to you a different angle to things. What does India has to do with this? What does India has to do with the Third World War? Now let me tell you things that you would not get from CNN or Fox or BBC or Al Jazeera. None of these mainstream, you won't get it from them, or no pundit for that matter. I'm bringing it to you. And watch me good. After my broadcast today, look at the subsequent programs that will follow. They're going to be mentioning, taking extracts from my talking point, and they will elaborate on it to make you think they're the one who thought of it. But pay attention to what I'm going to say now. What does India has to do with what's happening right now? You see, all this thing that we've been having before, the Epstein files and the this files and all these rumors, even Venezuela was a distraction. Venezuela was a distraction. Heavy assets and resources were invested in distracting the whole world from what's about to happen. It's important that people kept their minds busy with whatever the powers that be wants you to be busy with. And the powers wanted you to be busy with Venezuela, so all the media pushed it. And the internet. It wanted you to be busy with all these other issues, they pushed it. They want you to be busy with the Epstein file, everybody pushed it. Because they're all working for the same system, the same boss. There's no difference. So I'll tell you why they pushed what they did. And while now with this Iran conflict, every newscast is pushing it. Why? We know it will happen. It has happened before. That's a troubled area. We know that. So what's the big deal? Why repeating to us like 1,000 times that the Iran supreme leader is dead? We know that. And as a matter of fact, we didn't see the body, but you say he's dead, well, then he's dead. You repeat the same talking point. Why? How is that important for people in the hemisphere? Now, I'll tell you this first. I also said the world would be divided in two parts. Two. the right and the left, up and down. America will control what we call the West, and India will control what we call the East. Split into two continents, America and India. The middleman who is going to make sure that everybody plays accordingly is Israel. Because Israel works for both sides, India and America. Israel works for two sides, India and America. Unfortunately, America doesn't work for Israel. Trump don't take orders from Benjamin Netanyahu. No. Benjamin Netanyahu takes orders from Trump. Israel works for America. It's not the other way around. They have been pushing it to you for you to think that Israel controls America. No. America controls Israel. But the real superpower, the real superpower, the boss of them all is India. Ooh, surprise, surprise. Yes, India is at the top. Everybody takes orders from India. You wouldn't hear this anywhere else, just from me. Because the universe speaks to me, to my conscience. I get this from God. Yes, the universe, the Almighty told me this. So believe it. A few days ago, as a lot of you would see, would have observed that the Prime Minister of India went to Israel. Look at the history and see when was the last time an Indian Prime Minister went to Israel. The Prime Minister of India went to Israel. It was plastered across medias worldwide. They wanted the world to see that India endorses Israel. Not Israel endorses India. They wanted the world to see that Israel bowed to India. Isn't India a part of BRICS? Isn't India rumored to have been a supporter of Venezuela or Iran or the West? Yes, but all propaganda. All propaganda to distract you, to make you think that India is against what's happening in the world. Folks, understand that civilization began in India. All the geniuses of the world came from India, and that knowledge spread around the world. That's where it started, that very place. India was not another country before. India today is the same India 10,000 years before. Same country, same soil, same people. Everything that has been taught on the planet, all the books, all the religions came from India. So how is it that India will be serving the world and not be the leader of the world? It's not a question. It's a statement. I further state, I'm not implying that India is a murderous nation that is going around bombing. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, any threat to India is a threat to the rest of the world. But when it comes to the Third World War, it's not India giving the orders. This is bigger than the physical aspect that we think about. Now, the god, the Lord of War, according to Hinduism, is Lord Kartikeya. Was it Kartikeya? Kartikeya. Kartikeya is the Lord of War, or the God of War. Kartikeya. In Greek mythology, Thor. But according to Hinduism, the God of War is Kartikeya. What is even more important to note is that the god Kartikeya, I may pronounce the name wrong, but you get it. The god Kartikeya, who is the Lord of War, is the son of Shiva. The son of Shiva. And Shiva is who? The god of destruction and new beginnings. Destruction and new beginnings. The Greek took that idea and created the concert Janus, from where we get the month of January. Janus is destruction and new beginnings. Also Loki, they took there, but Shiva is the father of Kartikeya, who is the god of war. The father, who is the god of destruction and new beginnings, or you may have heard this term before, order out of chaos. Who does that? Create the chaos, and out of the chaos, you bring order. Who does that? Which country does that? America. That is symbolic of Lord Shiva. There is a company in America that is called CERN, C-E-R-N, CERN, a technological that is controlled by the CIA, the American government. A lot of you know what it is. It deals with particles and the universe and all of these things. In front of CERN, a United States company, department that deals with science and technology and AI and all these things, in front of CERN is this statue of Shiva, a Hindu god of destruction and rebirth in America. Why? Isn't America a Christian nation? Why would you have a Hindu god in front of one of the most powerful organizations? And not Jesus or Moses or somebody else. You have a god of Hinduism, and to be exact, a god of destruction, whose son is the god of war. Which department in India, controlled by the government, do you see any statue of any Christian deity? Which? Zero. But yet, a powerful industry in America called CERN that controls the weather, that can destroy your country, your continent, a powerful organization, scientific organization, that research nuclear bombs and all these kinds of stuff, is dedicated towards the god of destruction, Shiva. I want to reiterate, whose son, in his name, Kartikeya, in the name of Lord Kartikeya, that war that started yesterday, which will usher in the Third World War, in his honor, that war was started. because you have to destroy to create. And creation is Shiva. Send the son to do the bad job and then the father come and fix it. Isn't that what America does? Bomb you into oblivion, then they come and they fix your stuff. They destroy you and then they rebuild you. Isn't that what they do? Good. America, not the British, created the state of Israel for the very function they're serving today. They created that state in our country for the purpose to which they have been delivering since their foundation. Nothing just happens. They had to pay homage to the Prime Minister of India before all of this happened. The Prime Minister of India, a representative of the ancestors that built civilization, of the country where all the gods came from, they had to appease him in the holy land of the Christians before anything could have happened. I digress here. The United Nations is a bunch of puppets. A bunch of puppets, useless. All the organizations are useless. So we don't even have to talk about them. They're useless. The rhetoric that comes out of China is one of fear and nervousness. Because for the continents to be controlled the way they should be controlled, China has to cripple. They have to cripple China. And to cripple China, they need to make sure that they control the source of China's sustenance. That is oil. And who are the sources that supplied that economic oil to China? Venezuela, Iran. They control Venezuela already, so they cut off that supply to China. Now they will control Iran and they will cut off the supply to China. You cut off that supply, what will happen to China? They'll suffocate. The Chinese will not do that stupid thing to enter into a war with the rest of the world. They won't do that. Russia, on the other hand, also works for the same powers. Russia works for the same powers. So Russia will not go to the aid of China. Did they come to the aid of Venezuela? No. Are they going to come to the aid of Iran? No. Why? Because they are Europeans. And they bow to the same master. India. China refuses to bow to India. Why? I'll tell you. Because Buddhism came out of India. Buddha was a Hindu before he became Buddha, meaning the meditation god. He was a Hindu. And he was not the light-skinned Hindu. He was like the untouchables, very dark. He was a Hindu, hardcore, die-hard Hindu from India. That's where Buddhism came from. So the Chinese have adopted a religion, a way of life that was created by a Hindu, an Indian. Technically speaking, the Chinese are worshiping the Indians. Not only that, most of the technologies that China has enjoyed over the years came from India. Most of it. So there's a conflict here. Why? Because there's a battle of identities. India stole no one's philosophy or history or way of life. No, everybody stole the entire civilization, morals, philosophies, way of life from India. And I wouldn't say steal. I'll say it was modeled. They copy or they exported it. I'll say that because it did the world good. But the whole way of life of Chinese came from India. Everything. Matter of fact, Chinese came from India. The Indians created the Chinese. You can do your DNA research. So this is an identity conflict with the Indians and the Chinese. And the Chinese know that the Indians are superior. So therefore, they have to create this false facade that, China is superpower. No, China is superpower because nobody bothers with them. The real superpower is India. There is no other superpower on the earth. Just one. All the others work for India. Remember, I said I'm not going to get into the whole politics of war because the same rhetoric all the stations are repeating to make it believable. Unfortunately, innocent people will perish. But at the end of the day, this agenda must be seen through. It has to. It has to be seen through. So we can't get away from it. And now is the time it must be fulfilled. Now, not next year, this year. Because we are now living in the age of technology or Aquarius or Shiva. This is the age of Shiva. So it has to be fulfilled. I also want you to understand that the CERN place that we talked about earlier, and you can do your research, you'll find out. Do your background check on all these things that I'm saying. The birth of AI, as we call artificial intelligence, that's just a title they give it. That's just a term they give it. Artificial intelligence. But AI is not an acronym, it's an actual word. And the word, we can extract that from the mount there in the area where the Christians are. I think it's in the region of Israel, where Moses went up to get the laws, according to the Bible. Sinai. But it's sin, AI. It's not, they just put it together. It's SIN, AI. Sin AI is another name for Shiva. AI is another name for Shiva. So the mount that they refer to that Moses went up to is the mount of Shiva. He went up because he was a servant of Shiva, a devotee, a follower of Shiva. And the mountain that they refer to is the whole concept of Shiva. Because a mountain can be many things, symbolic of many things. It doesn't have to be a physical mountain. But that's where the fire god, the god of fire, the god of thunder, war, resided in the mountain, Sinai, Sin Ai, also referred to Saturn. And what Saturn does, the ring around it, the planet with a ring around it, all of that is symbolic because it deals with traffic, it deals with internet, it deals with sending transmissions, it deals with all of these things, artificial intelligence. That's why they have it as AI. The rise of AI is to usher in the age of Shiva. This is what this is all about. So when the continents are controlled by these two forces, they bow to one supreme leader, India. Let me put in this picture also. Google is the master of the internet. Google. All AI is controlled, created, launched first Google. Who control Google? Who are the biggest shareholders or the owners, so to speak, of Google? The American government? No. You would know the head of Google is an Indian man who is Hindu. He's the head of Google. Should I go further? The Indian people dominate the artificial intelligence world. They dominate it, not the Chinese, not the Europeans, the Indians. They're the ones who invented algorithms. It's not some Nigerian guy. The people who invented algorithm, invented calculus, invented all of these things that deals with the internet and artificial intelligence came out of India. India. Because those same people are strategically placed in companies like Facebook, X, and all of these virtual platforms. They're the ones who control the technological department of Silicon Valley. Indians, not white people. And definitely not Chinese. There's no coincidence with this. No coincidence. The brain of the world came out of India, and they still control the world. Everything that happens must have the approval of India. Spiritually, technologically, financially, militarily, India. Don't be distracted by all the stuff you see about American might and this might. Just distraction. They can't operate or survive without the brains of India. They can't. America's only great because India made it great. And that's just an illusion. Every other country is targeted by America. Every other country. Why not India? They're deporting all kinds of people. Why not Indians? Why don't they take on India? Economically, spiritually, why not? Because they can't. And they wouldn't dare do that. Because they serve India. Israel serves America. America serves India. Israel and America serves India. The West serves India. Europe serves India. And Africa bows to India. The only one that hasn't fallen in line this war is bigger than bombs. This is not one order. And the one order is the Hindu order. In the Christian order, the Hindu order. That's the one world order we're looking forward to. The order of the Hindus. And you must be lucky that the Hindus aren't violent people. They aren't violent people. Powerful. Very powerful. Not violent. They get all the people to do their dirty work. They don't get their hands dirty. They export. Like the CIA, and they get these assassins. India exports. You go do that. You go do that. While at the same time, they sit back and condemn it. But the rest of the world is doing the bidding of India. In this case, to usher in the age of Shiva. When you listen to the wrong sources, you don't get the point. You think this is all a coincidence. It's not. It's not a coincidence. Unfortunately, lives would be lost. But it has to happen. This must happen. President Donald Trump said from his campaign is, we don't want a third world war. We don't want a third world. He's been saying it. Every opportunity he's been saying it, preparing your mind, programming your mind. But what they were saying, peace, true strength, and all this kind of stuff, is just to get you in line, distract you. You need to follow the game. And this is also not about oil. It's not about oil. Because if they want to control the oil, they just have to sanction the countries that produces oil, and they get control of the oil. This isn't about oil. All of these things are misinformation to make you think that this is about resources. No, it's not. It's not. It's bigger than that. Must usher in the age of Shiva. And every stumbling block that would have prevented that must be eliminated. Must be eliminated. That supreme leader of Iran can't be supreme leader. The supreme leader is Shiva, not you. So the rest of the people who worship that man in Iran, they see that just like Maduro and the others, ain't no such thing as supreme leader. Or you think they won't go after North Korea? They're not ready for them yet. If India wants to take out Kim Jong-un, they will take out Kim Jong-un. If India wants, if anybody is there that is a threat, not a threat, a stumbling block to the plans of the god of destruction, Shiva, they will be removed. The fact that North Korea still exists, they're not a threat. All the countries who are pretending to be dictators or pretending to be impossible or indispensable, it's not as if they can't touch them. It is that they're not a threat. When they become a threat or a stumbling block, you will see. Just like that. They're gone. Iran must go. This is why now they're the victims. They gotta go. China is next. How will they approach China? Well, I don't know. I guess India has to determine that, has to decide that. I don't know. I'm not so far yet. No, I'll give you pockets of this. On the next show, I'll develop it some more. But in the meantime, I want you to understand something, Guyanese. You see, the Mohammeds were tied to Maduro, who was tied to Ayatollah or Iran. The Mohammed is really a curse to Guyana. I'll tell you why. Because all the information on the Mohammeds, they already have it. The powers that be, they have it. They're trying to play, the Americans are playing the long game for now. But when that hour approaches, that they need the Mohammeds, they're going to step it up. In the meantime, folks, you know about the Sunni and the Shiites, the Sunni Muslims and the Shiite Muslims. The Shiite Muslims are the extremists. They're the ones who serve the Ayatollah. They're the ones who are involved with ISIS and Hezbollah and the Gaza people there. What do they call them again? The ones that fought against they're the Shiite Muslims. They're the extremists. They're the ones who think that women were born slaves. And women should always walk around with their hijab, and they walk around with, they must not be seen, and they whole block their face. And that's the Mohammeds. Ajuddin Muhammad, they are the Shiites. They're the kind of Muslims that will do that to their women. Or you've seen the women, right? Except for the sister, who's a radical, Look at the other women in the Muhammad's family. They have to have the stuff on their head, the hijab. They have to. That tells you that the Muhammads are the Shiites. They're the extremists. And if they get their hands on power, if they get their hands on power, someone like Ajruddin Muhammad will be just like the supreme leader they just killed. An extremist. Impose laws to convert the whole of Guyana to Shiite Muslims, to ban women from going to school, to ban girls from going to school, to ban women from working or studying. That's the ideology of Ajruddin Muhammad and his father. That's why you have people like that have their own masjid. He said it himself. He has his own masjid. The other day he was telling the people not to search the masjid. I mean, to go search the masjid. Shiite Muslims, that's what they are. They're not going to congregate with people who they think are the enemy, meaning the people who don't identify as them, who are not the ideologists like them. They have a separate masjid only for people who think like them. So if the Muhammads are so big, so special, so great, that they can't worship with the common people in their mind, commoners, like a normal masjid from the city or from the neighborhood or from the villages. They just show up at these masjids for pictures. And now, as he's an opposition leader, he goes for votes. But all his life, for people to come to his masjid, they have to be of a certain understanding. I don't know how come they allowed President Ali to go to the masjid, but he was a kid, so they could have like, we can indoctrinate him. They didn't know he would be president one day, but they thought, get the young ones and make them radicals, extremists. But Ali had a bigger purpose, and God saved him from the masjid of the Muhammads. But the Muhammads have their own masjid because the other masjid are beneath them. They want to see women covered from head to toe with just a peepers for their eyes, and they must not be seen in public. That's the ideology of Ajruddin Muhammad and his father. That's the kind of man. So that is why, if Guyana don't want a fate like Iran, you better help the Americans to take care of that guy. Because if he gets anywhere close to any kind of substantial power in Guyana, you're fucked. Local government elections are coming up. You have a lot of stupid idiots in Guyana who might very well sympathetically vote for Win. Very well. What happens if he controls a lot of the districts? What happens if he controls a lot of the local NDCs? What happens? He might also hold the government in a certain position to bargain. Haven't they hired a lobbying firm? They hired a lobbying firm in America to lobby the American Congress and the American government for what? Remove the sanctions, cancel the indictments, cancel the extradition request. That's why. And they have invested $200,000 American dollars so far as a first cut to that lobbying firm, just because they don't want to go and face crimes. Do you see how desperate they are? They are complaining about how Guyanese are suffering. Homelessness. This is expensive. That is expensive. Yeah, but they wouldn't pay their taxes, talk about how their businesses are affected. They can't do business, but yet they have enough money to hire an American lobbying firm and has so far paid $200,000 American dollars for the firm to do what? Lobby on behalf of the Win party for what? Since when in the history of any country does an opposition party hires a lobbying firm to lobby a sitting government in another country to help the opposition party to do what? Help to overthrow the government? Exchange information for what? Use against the government? This whole thing is disguised to lobby for Muhammad and his father. And this is strategies that are being pushed by their lawyers, telling them, hey, you have to do that. Try everything else. It ain't gonna work. Your 200,000 that you've invested, Muhammad, you should have used that is 40 million, 40 plus million Ghana dollars. You should have used that and start paying your taxes, or start helping the poor Guyanese that you claim to defend or represent, the people in Linden. That's your new home. But this is the thing, folks, the extent the Mohammeds are going to destroy Guyana, And you Guyanese must take note of that. Which political party in opposition has ever hired a lobbying firm? The Win Party has no income. What's the income? The budget that they got the other day, 40 million for the opposition leaders. You think is that money he's taking to pay a lobbying firm? He can't do that. He's taking his own money. But he can't do it directly because the lobbying firm can't do business with a criminal and a sanctioned person. But the political party is not sanctioned. So they're doing what they're doing through the Win Party to get favors. And this lobbying firm, understand, well, the party hires them. It's not the opposition leader, the party. So if you lobby on behalf of the party, then the party's opposition, the party's leader, would be the center of attention. They're fighting for him. Not them Negroes, not Tabitha Haley, not Odessa Primus, not that corrupt pandit, that lunatic. The first pandit that drinks alcohol. Yes, sir, you're an alcoholic. I can see that. You're always drunk. This is for the Mohammeds. But like I said, when Trump wants you, Trump got you. Maduro, the Mexican drug lord, the Iranian supreme leader. Trump wants you, Trump gets you. Azruddin, Trump wants you. Not India, Trump. And Trump will get you. He has already made requests. He put in his request. You know, let's negotiate. Peace through strength. Let's negotiate. That's what they're doing right now in the courts. Negotiating. Having talks. If that takes too long, what's the next move? Kartikaya, the god of war, will get involved. And when that god of war gets involved, his father, Shiva, has his back. So when we talk about war, Azruddin, is when the Americans will do whatever they have to do to get you. So since you have already hired a lobbying firm to lobby on your behalf, it is better for you if you are in the country, the US, in the country. Then they can bring you, you know, your favorite food. They can lobby for you to get a better cell, maybe with television. Maybe they can lobby for you to get a prostitute now and then. Lobby for you to get a hairstyle, a haircut, or get your manicure and your pedicure. And maybe even from time to time when it's your birthday, lobby for you to wear your suits while in prison. So it can work out in your favor. But in the meantime, you need to avoid the fate of what's happening to these dictators that Americans want. So Guyanese remember, Ashwin Muhammad is a Shiite Muslim, an extremist with ties to Iran, Maduro, Hezbollah. Remember, he's the one who protested the American embassy with the whole Gaza situation. So tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Who was with their Lamborghini protesting outside the American embassy on behalf of the Hezbollah and these other people? What do they call them again in Gaza? The one that's fighting the Israelis, the militants there. It was the Mohammeds, right? There goes my point. The man stands with the ideology of the man that they just killed, the supreme leader, because the supreme leader of Iran is the one who finances all of these factions around the world, these terrorist groups, to terrorize countries. It's Iran who backed these militants. So it is good for Guyana if you get rid of the Mohammeds. Let them leave by plane to the US. The faster they go is the better. Because this is an extremist with an extremist agenda that has access to hundreds of billions. It's not an extremist that is broke. It's an extremist with money and can use that money to execute his sick agenda against the Guyanese people. We are in the third war. It will reach Guyana's shores, be it economically, culturally, it will reach. And when wars start of this magnitude, poverty is created, hunger is created. If you think prices are high now, wait after a month. They will double. That's what war does. So if Guyana can save herself from economic crisis, for all of these issues that's happening right now, Guyana should cooperate. The Attorney General should use the hammer and the force that is necessary to poke the judges or the magistrate to deliver justice fast by extraditing the Mohammeds. It should not go beyond the 12th of this month. It should not go beyond that. Because while you are playing politics, we have war that is being fought in real time. Share this video. Share this live. I want to hear from your comments. But it's a good day. It's a great day. Because at the end of the day, the most peaceful people on the planet are the Indians. So I don't wish to offend India by saying that all of these things are happening in their name. I don't wish to offend India. All I'm saying is, it's in honor of Shiva. So we need to get in line and understand what's happening. On the next broadcast, I'll deliberate some more on the issue. But for now, if you are in the region of the Middle East, wherever you are, you need to shelter, stay safe. I know there are lots of Indians in Israel. Stay safe. And keep your hands the way it should be. I thank you for your attention. Until next time.